Hello, Shine.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Saskin, to Mandara. Thank you so much for taking time off your schedule and being part of this Mandara. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen who are participating in today's Mandara, it's my privilege to sort of introduce Shine Shetty, who probably for most of you doesn't need much of an introduction. Shine has been a thorough professional Indian actor in the southern Indian industry. He has experienced acting in movies, he has done multiple commercials, and has also been a part of television shows. Many of you will remember, and as I was just warming up and asking you a few questions before Shine joined us, you know him as the winner of Big Boss 7. So, might I request you all to put your hands together with a huge round of applause, welcome Shine to our show. And I'll also say a few more things about him and we can then get going. Please welcome Shine to Mandara with a round of applause. Over these 12 years, Shine has played multiple roles in Kannada and Tulu movies and in television serials where he's essayed roles both leading and supporting. Apart from acting, he has also been an anchor for several shows in television across various channels. As if this was not just enough, Shine is also an entrepreneur. And more recently, he has started something extremely innovative, which I'm sure all of you out here, apart from being lovers of movie, television, and entertainment, are also all foodies. So you must at some point in time take time off to see if you have not already done. And when it gets back again on track, his Gully Kitchen, a very innovative food fest on wheels, which is now there in 2 locations in Bangalore, which serves Sakat South Indian food. So with that, let me welcome Shine once again to Mandara. And I will begin this event by asking you a few questions, Shine.
Definitely,
And
sir.
after
And
that, we'll take this conversation forward.
sure. And thank you so much for having me on board. And I've heard a lot about Mandara. So the lot of achievers have come here and spoken to all of you guys. And I don't know, I mean, how much deserving I am to be on this platform, but thank you for considering that I deserve to be here and be speaking to all of you. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again for the opportunity. And hi, everyone. Great good evening to everyone present here from Saskil. Hello, hi.
Hey, thanks, Shine. I'm going to start off with 5 questions. Five. You gave us a high five. One, I'll
Okay.
put on the spot. There's much more to you than acting in commercials and industry and stuff like that. I heard you're a good singer too. Sing
All
us a
right.
few lines from a song that you really love.
Okay. ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ಮಂಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಸ್ಸಂಜೆ ತಿಳಿತಂಪಲ್ಲಿ ಓವಲವೇ ನೀನೆಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಕಾಟ ನಿನಗಿನ್ನೆಲ್ಲಿ ನನ್ನೆದೆಯೊಳಗೆ ನೀಳಿದು ಜನಮನದ ಮೌನ ಮುರಿದು ನಿಟ್ಟುಸಿರನ್ನು ನೀ ತೆಗೆದು ಬಿಸಿ ಉಸಿರನ್ನು ನೀ ಬಗೆದು ನನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆವರಿಸು ಈ ಬೇನೆ ನೀ ತಣಿಸು ಮನದಾಳದ ಉಲ್ಲಾಸ ನೀ ಮಾತಲ್ಲು ನೀನೆ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲು ನೀನೆ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲೂ ನೀನೆ ಸಖಿ.
Super.
Thank you.
Wonderful. I have not been able to describe you in 250 words, but I'm going to give you this challenge. Describe Shine Shetty in just 3 words.
I don't know. I mean, how do I describe myself in 3 words? Because I think if you will be able to describe yourself in 3 words, then I think we are done. We should never be able to describe ourselves.
So you're beyond description. Can I take that? That's kind of
No,
joke.
that's how I think I'm supposed to see life. So let's all grow beyond description. But yeah, I'm just a simple human being with simple and big dreams.
Big dreams.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a tough question because I know the answer. Let me remember. Let me see if you remember the answer. Who was your first heroine?
My first heroine on screen was. You know the answer, you said. I want to know which answer do you.
You have four
But
of
I
them.
also want to know which heroine are you talking about, on screen or off screen?
We'll take two parts. Part A on screen, part B off screen.
I think we should stick to part B, is it? The off screen, on screen?
On screen is fine. We can start
Yeah.
there.
So, first heroine of my serials were, I think, Kavya Gowda. She was the first heroine of my first serial, which I was a hero.
Okay. Any other names that come to your mind? Maybe there were so many heroines, so you're probably missing a
I
few.
mean, I have done serials before, even before Meera Madhava, which Kavya Gowda, whose name I'm taking, that was a serial which I acted for the first time as a main lead, as a hero in the television industry. Till then, I have done a couple of serials. So this she was the first heroine of mine, but
Okay. Somewhere following up, I'll ask you a question on that. Just tell me or tell all of us one of your unforgettable moments.
unforgettable moments. I think the decision, all these 12 years, the unforgettable moment I would say is the moment there are two moments actually. One was when I got selected to an acting institute in Mumbai. So my father was like very upset because of me, because I didn't score enough to get a seat in an engineering college after PU. And but for the first time when I got selected to an acting institute, so he was the first one to actually come forward and support me, and he was the first one to say like, please go ahead and do it. I'm sure you can. So that is one unforgettable moment. And the other one is, so after 8 years of my television journey, I took a decision of quitting television industry. So that two were the unforgettable moments of my career and life as well. Yeah.
Wonderful. So this is going to be a tough one to answer because this is something you've started. Tell me your favorite food in Gully Kitchen and tell me why.
Okay. So my favorite food in Gully Kitchen is sabaki idli, because sabaki idli, basically when we started doing this idli, this was started by a chef whom we had hired after 2 3 chefs working under Gully Kitchen. He was the fourth chef, and he stayed for a very long time with us. So this chef invented or introduced sabaki idli for Gully Kitchen, and gradually it started picking audience, I mean, not audience, customers, because of the popularity of sabaki idli and the taste it gave. So we experimented a lot on the sabaki idli which we made, because we wanted to make it better. So there is a lot of experiment that has been made on that sabaki idli. And today, if there is a spot, I mean, this is what people say: if there is a spot where you get the best sabaki idlis in Bangalore, that is Gully Kitchen, and that's because of all the hard work and the research we did on it. So yeah, my favorite would always be sabaki idli.
Fantastic. So now let me get started on a question which is, central to all of us. You said you didn't join engineering, which is lucky because many people join engineering and then they regret it. I was almost one of them, but unlike you, I completed it. You're lucky you didn't, and you went to a movie institute. Tell us a little bit about your journey into movies. When did this become a passion? When did you realize that acting was something for you?
I think before me, my parents had realized that their son should get into acting. I mean, it was my mother, in fact, because when I was in my high school days, my mom used to send my pictures to all these articles that used to come. Nataru ಬೇಕಾಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, we need actors for this serial, this film. So there were a lot of such advertisements on the newspaper, and my mom used to click nice pictures of mine. She used to take me to the studio, get a portfolio shoot done for me, and she used to send the pictures. But unfortunately, I mean, I was still a kid then. And then later what happened was, uh, I did my PU for about 3 years. I mean, I was taking more experience in doing my 11th and 12th. So I flunked in 11th. So that is when I had a 1 year break. So this was a period where I actually thought of getting into films. So that is when I came to Bangalore. I had a contact who was making a film. I came with him. I struggled a lot. This was when I just flunked 11th. So I think I should be somewhere around 17, 18. And then I had my exams. I had to go back to Udupi. So I went back. I wrote my exams, everything, and then my father told me. He just gave me a gyan. He said, everybody starts with anchoring, so you should actually do anchoring. So there was a local channel. There's still that the channel still exists. It was called U channel. It was called Udupi channel, U channel. So that was the first ever on-screen appearance of mine, where I started my career as an anchor. So that is where it all began. And then I completed my second PU. I mean, 12th. Then I didn't score that well in my PU, and but my father still wanted me to get into engineering. I said no, this is not going to happen. That is when I went to a college, a degree college. So I went there and I told the principal, so which course would you like to take? So then I thought, okay, which is close to engineering? BCA. Okay. So then I said BCA. So that is when the principal told, do you think it's easy with this score of yours? I said, okay, sir. Then I think BBM should do. Then he was again, do you think that is also easy with this score? I said, sir, which is the easiest subject here? He said, nothing is easy. Then I will do BBM only. So that is when I selected BBM in my degree, and I was doing my anchoring as well as I was studying in the college. So after about 3 semesters, we had this seminar from Balaji Telefilms. So they had just they had just opened an institute called Institute of Creative Excellence, where it was a film school basically. So they thought acting, modeling, cinematography, anything and everything related to film and television. So I got selected. So basically my father was very upset with me since 1.5 years that I didn't get into engineering, and he wanted me to get into engineering. He wanted me to be an engineer. I don't know what was after engineering, and even probably he didn't know what was after engineering. But everybody was doing it, and he also wanted his son to do it. But I had no interest at all in engineering. So this happened, and they told me that there was a fixed fee to get into that institute. That when they told about the fee, then that is when I had decided myself that we can't afford this, because paying 10,000 12,000 fee per year had become very difficult for my family. And affording acting institute, which wanted us to pay 2.5 lakhs for a year, that was, I mean, impossible. So I told my dad that I got selected, and he came to the place where the auditions were going on in Udupi. And I told, so I got selected. I'm through. So they want me to come to Mumbai next month, and the course will start, etc., etc. So he didn't even think that I'm going to discontinue my degree, whatever. But he just said that, okay, let's pay the advance, whatever they're asking. The rest I'll somehow arrange. So I said, Dad, this is not going to happen. We are not in that state to pay so much of fees, and but that decision of my father, I think, has got me till here so far. So he somehow managed to arrange the whole amount of fees that was supposed to be paid, and he sent me to that acting institute in Mumbai. So from there it just started.
So no looking back from then.
Yeah, I mean, no looking back, but that's what, after 7 years of serials, I was fed up with it. I mean, see, serials are just like going to a job every day. 1 year, 2 year, 3 year. Your serial can run up to 7 to 10 years. The highest record-breaking serials that have run on the Indian television is 15 to 20 years also, where we have all grown up and our kids also started watching the same serial. So serial life is something like that, and it becomes very monotonous. And if a person is come here to become an actor, then I think a platform which can introduce you to the acting industry is definitely serials. But on a long run, if you want to see you as an actor or a performer, then serials, I think, wouldn't help, because it becomes very monotonous and the actor in you dies. So doing the same thing every day wouldn't actually excite an actor. So that is when I decided to take a break from serial and get into films after 7 years. That was in the year 2017. I quit serials to get into films. So that was a time where it took the curve, which was on a flight, took a downfall. So for about 2 years, I was not working at all. So the things were very bad, but somehow survival was the first factor which I had to concentrate on, and that is when I started my business, Gully Kitchen.
So in between all this, there are always sources of inspiration. Your mom was a big inspiration early. Your dad initially put up a lot of sacrifice, I'm sure, to foot everything for your film institute and things like that. But Karnataka has a lovely tradition. Annavridare, Vishnuvardhan, Shankar Nag. Who's your inspiration?
Shankar Nag has always been my inspiration. Since my childhood, I've always been following his films and his work. And even as a person, I mean, Shankar Nag has always been my inspiration.
What are the 2 or 3 things that you think about Shankar Nag that sort of put the spark in you? Qualities?
For the person he was, for the kind of thoughts he had about, I think there are so many technical aspects that he got into Kannada film industry, which nobody else had got, even in Bollywood those days. And his vision for the country, for the state, for Bangalore was way beyond somebody could think even now. So I think these 2 things will always and he was one in all. He was so creative. He was a director. He was a story writer. He was an actor, whatnot. So he was multi-talented. So all this, I mean, you have no reasons, I mean, not to follow Shankar Nag. So he was a perfect artist.
Any one dialogue of his that you would like to recall and share with us that has really inspired you, that's memorable, that is always playing in your mind?
Not at all, not exactly right now, but he's always told people, and there was a show also where he said, and there is a song as well where he says, Nodi Swami na viroda hige. I mean, this one line describes everything about you. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you need not change for the people. You need not change for the word. Now viroda hige. This is how we are. Nodi Swami na viroda hige. You accept me as I am.
Wonderful. Actually, just be yourself. Ashte. But you have to act, right?
So this is what I follow as well.
But you have to act. You're an actor. Have any times your friends told Shine, stop acting, be yourself?
Oh no no, never. Because see, that's what I'm telling you. So if for an actor who is acted in the Kannada television industry for 7 years, so it did not actually. I did not even think twice to start a food truck, start my career. I mean, live my life as a street vendor. I didn't even think twice because, as a dialogue itself says, "Nodi Swami na viroda hige." This is how I am. For me, my dreams are important. I want to become an actor, but then to become an actor, to reach my goal, for everything, I have to survive first. So for my survival, I had to start this food truck with whatever budget I had. I couldn't start or even I couldn't take a risk of starting a hotel or some other business. The food truck was the only option because of the budget I had, and it was easily. I mean, if one place couldn't fetch me good business, then I could easily shift my food truck to a different place. So I didn't think twice. I think this dialogue makes a lot of impact on everybody's life. Nodi Swami na viroda hige.
Wonderful. So, what kind of movie genres you would like to really be a part of? You have any favorites, and why is that? Because movies are a way of changing society in some sense. They have a very big role to play.
Yeah, definitely. So I have always liked movies that has been a life story or a autobiography of achievers, maybe Bhagat Singh or Subhash Chandra Bose or any freedom fighters or any achievers in the world. I mean, we have been seeing a lot of films. Even now, we got to see MS Dhoni, which was played by Sushant Singh. So I love films like that. I mean, I want to do each and all the genre, all kind of films, but this would be something very interesting and very challenging for me.
Okay, so any favorite directors where you imagine that you're going to get a role like this, and this would be your dream? You're a man who pursues his dreams, right? So, which is that hero you might want to play on celluloid, and under which director?
Uh, I think I would want to be directed by Farhan Akhtar sometime.
Wonderful.
So
What kind
he's.
of autobiographic character? What character would you like to play in that movie?
I would like to play a character of a freedom fighter. It's always been my dream. It can be a freedom fighter or a soldier who served the country so far. So I had this dream of acting in a biography of Sandeep Unnikrishnan, but the film is already shot already and it's about to release. So that's not happening. Maybe some other achievers or people who have contributed to our country.
So, how has life changed with your childhood friends, etc.? Now that you're a big boss winner, you're a model, you're a movie star, how do they treat you? Is it same Hogo Baro, Is it, or is it become Yendri, Dodorak Bidira?
No, Dodora Bitadera is always there. That you can never stop after becoming an actor. That's the regular dialogue of every friend after you become a celebrity. Ini biduguru dodonagbittidya. If you miss his birthday, if you miss his wedding, so it's all the first dialogue that would actually come is nin biduguru dodonagbittidya. So that's okay, but I have very less friends from the childhood because I have almost been in 7 to 8 schools and colleges from my LKG to the degree where I finished. So I have changed almost around 7 to 8 schools and colleges. So people were there for a very short period of time, but I think I have very few numbers of friends where, I mean, I think we all connected after Facebook came into existence, and after I became an actor, that is where they found me, and we all actually met. So nobody can say that Neen Bidu Guru Dodonagbittidya, because they all found me Dodon Admelele. And that's how it is.
So describe the moment when you were announced as the winner of Bigg Boss. How did that feel? Just
Yeah. So my father always had this complaint, like, you don't get prizes. You should come first rank. You should get some awards in sports. It was like, everything, and but you're not getting an award for anything. So this was his complaint always, and he was telling me that even if you score first class in your 10th or in your PU, I'll buy you a bike. I will put your photo in the newspaper and tell that my son is got first prize, or got a first rank in the exam, or a first class in the exam. For all the struggle, there has to be a conclusion. So you struggle, you slog your ass, you work so much, but then where is it leading? Am I succeeding, or I'm still there? There has to be something, right? I mean, I did this. Everybody says their journey. I mean, I started from here, I started from here. Okay, you started from somewhere, and your journey has been been with a lot of struggle. You have sacrificed a lot of things. You have worked hard, you have dedicated yourself, but all this doesn't matter if there is no conclusion in life. So I feel the whole journey of my life, till I was in the Bigg Boss house or that platform, the moment Kicha Sudeep sir raised my hand, so everything was concluded. The whole journey of my life was concluded there. So
brilliant.
I told my father, after coming down from the stage, I told my father that I don't think so. You should even go to a newspaper and put my picture, because tomorrow's newspaper will be all my photos. So you need not spend on putting an article about me. So it will definitely be there tomorrow. You can see. So I always told myself, I mean, I have all these years till I went to the Bigg Boss show, or I won the show. I've always told myself, whenever I didn't get a recognition, or whenever I did not get an award or a prize, so I always motivated myself by telling that, okay, so this platform you couldn't win a prize, or you didn't bag an award, but I think there is something bigger and better platform waiting for you to, which you deserve. So I think that dream and that motivation was completely concluded on that stage, that day, and that moment.
Wonderful. So tell me about one of the most memorable fan moments that you've had. Something that's made you laugh crazy, or maybe even brought a tear to your eye.
Yeah. So there are two things that I laughed at, and also which got tears in my eyes. So one is, as soon as I came out of Bigg Boss, I had this fan of mine writing me a letter, and the letter was posted on the food truck's name. And usually, the posts usually which comes to our house, it comes between morning 9 to 5 or something like that, because our food truck is always opening late in the evenings. It's not open in the morning. But the pin code was right, the area was right, and even the postmaster knew that, okay, Shine Shetty, what he had done was, he had uh, taken a paper cutting of mine where my photo was there. He cut my photo and he pasted on the envelope, and he wrote Shine Shetty and Banu Shankari and Gully Kitchen, care of Gully Kitchen, and my photo. The postmaster waited till we opened our food truck, and he gave post there and went. So I opened this post, and there was almost about 15 pages of letter that was written, handwritten, and there was 11 rupees which was given to me by that fan, saying that this 11 rupees which I am giving you should become 11 crores. So, and there were a lot of things written about the journey of Bigg Boss, about my life, how he saw my life, how he was inspired by my life, and how should I look after my parents in the coming future, and whom should I get married, and how should I get married, what kind of girl she should be. So he had multiple things to tell about my life, about the past and the future and the present, everything. So the best part of this letter was somebody taking so much of his time in his life to write a 15 pages letter is something unbelievable. I mean, because see, what happens is Bigg Boss is such a platform where you don't realize what you are getting from outside. So to just make it, I mean, metaphorically telling you, a person who went inside Bigg Boss with 8,000 followers in his Instagram account comes out and sees his Instagram to be 150k followers the day he came out of Bigg Boss. So this was something which I couldn't digest. Making films, getting fans that way gradually, which keeps increasing, is different. And going inside with 8,000 fans and coming out with 1.5 lakhs fans is that is something you can't digest. And this letter is like completely, which I never ever expected that to happen in my life. So this was one, and the other letter was from a girl who says that she is in the third year of MBBS, and she wants me to wait for 2 years and to get married, because after 2 years of when she completes her MBBS, she would come to me and propose me, and she would get married to me. It's okay even if I don't work. Probably she's realized that I'm good at cooking. She wants me to keep at home and wants me to cook for her and our kids. So this was a funny. I mean, this is what is so much of happiness. I mean, we all laughed together. Even my parents happened to see the letter. So yeah, this was two great fan moment that happened to me.
Wonderful, wonderful and touching. Have you ever had a crush on your co-star that you'd like to confess here?
I had a crush on my co-star, but unfortunately, she was not playing my love interest. She was playing my sister's character. So probably that took a step back. So it never happened, and she already had a boyfriend. Man, sad.
Sad. So maybe there's another dream, another person waiting.
Yeah, better platform waiting for you.
Better platform. This entrepreneurial journey of starting Gully Kitchen, of course, came out of necessity and your resilience as a fighter, someone who wants to pursue a dream, and then this becomes a platform. This concept is so nice and lovely. You know, I saw the review of it. I haven't visited it. Looked at Pudi Dosa, which is a favorite, Sabaki Idli, which you told us about. Describe this concept to us and, you know, tell us more about it, because in Saskin, the people who've joined here, a lot of them are foodies, and I'm going to give them a big shout to say, as and when this rolls again, please go there. You may be lucky and get Shine's autograph as well. That will come complimentary but for the food they have to pay. So
no, I would love to host everybody from Saskin someday, and I would love to be there. So it can be Gully Kitchen's day with Saskin.
Lovely. Tell us a little bit about the business and what are your dreams for it to?
So Gully Kitchen was never on plate. I mean, never even dreamt of starting something called food truck. But I always had this dream of starting a restaurant. But my dad always discouraged me because my both grandfathers, my mom's father and my dad's father, both were into food industry. They had hotels in Aki Alur and Haveri back then. They didn't succeed, unfortunately. And even my dad had a hotel in Bangalore, in Whitefield. So this was in the year 2002 to 2004. Yeah. So even my dad had few issues with the partners, and the business went on a loss. So it's seen a lot of struggle. Even, I mean, it's managing, every business has its own problems and struggle. So he has seen that how difficult it is to manage food business, because there is a lot of problem with staffing here. So he always told me not to get into it. So I never could think of it, and even I never had planned to start it. So I told you about this decision of mine to actually quit serials, quit television, because I was in a comfort zone of getting my monthly salary from television. Uh, Everything was fine, going on smooth. I think for anybody, when things start going very smooth, there is no challenges left in life. So that is when I decide, no, it's high time I quit now, or it will never happen. Because if I quit now, there is struggle. Even if I quit after 2 years, again there is struggle. Why not prepone my struggle by 2 years? Because the serial almost after I quit, it went almost for next three years, I guess. Yeah. So I just preponed my struggle, and I quit my serials. I knew that there is a lot of things that's going to change. Life is not going to be the same anymore, because I had an offer for a film, but I was not actually sure of it, because here, until and unless the shoot gets completed, the film gets released, you can never expect anything to happen very smoothly. So that is when I decided, okay. But one thing I told myself when I quit serials was, prepare for the worst. So when you are prepared for the worst, you will not face things in life where you get into depression, because it was your responsibility of taking this decision. Nobody influenced you. It was your sole responsibility, and your whatever you are today, whatever you become after taking that decision, it's you. So you have to deal with it. So that's what happened. And uh, that film which we are working on didn't start. We struggled almost for around 1.5 years. I was with no work. In this point of time, I sold my car which I had. I moved into a very small place from a 2 bedroom house where I was living. My mom used to visit in quite intervals to Bangalore and be with me for some time. And even my mom stopped coming, because she started sensing that I am facing a lot of difficulties here. So and now, after a point of time, there was nothing to, everything was done. I mean, there is no other source of income or nothing that I can sell and buy a living for me. So that is ಅನಿವಾರ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. And I had to work, I had to do something. But I had offers in television, I mean serials. I could get back to serials, but then we always make a decision in life where we want to be, until and unless, even if we don't touch before that, coming back doesn't make sense, taking such a uh, big decision. So I wanted at any cost at least to try my hands in films, and if that doesn't work, then coming back makes sense, but not now. So that is when I thought of an alternative career option. What can I do? So that is when I thought, okay, I have few people who can lend me money, but this has to be an investment for my further living. So that is when I decided, okay, I will start. I was good at driving, so I thought I'll start with Ola cab or Uber. And I knew few people who used to take me to the airport, the private taxi people. I thought, okay, I mean, 2, 3, 4 airport drops and pickups would fetch me some money. This was a dream, but then somebody told, no, that wouldn't go with acting. I mean, that can't be an alternative business for acting. So that is when I thought of starting a food truck. So because food truck was you can move it if it doesn't work in one place, and even the investment is less. So I thought about the whole investment. Then from a food truck, I came into a auto. So I started my food truck business with the auto, and this food truck didn't have any plan of growing this big. That food truck was started just to feed my daily necessities and daily bread and butter. That is the reason I started this food truck. And yeah, from there was no looking back. We made idlis, we made dosas, we made rice, we made neer dosas, sabaki idlis, and we made a decent living. That made a decent living for me. And after 6 months, I was selected for Bigg Boss, and Bigg Boss was a platform where my entry itself was a huge marketing for my food truck business. So from then it was never looking back. I won Bigg Boss. I came out. I could see, I mean, what great response we were getting for the food truck. I expanded my food truck as I dreamt of starting it in a Tempo Traveler. That is when, after I came back from Bigg Boss, I did it. And we also started a second branch in Rajarajeshwari Nagar, but unfortunately now the lockdown has happened and we have shut. So this is the journey of the Gully Kitchen, the alternative business, which was just started for the survival of one. And today with me, there are 15 others in the team who are working with us. And yeah, that's how it is.
Wonderful. So if I were to, I know you don't like descriptions, but if I were to say something about Shine, you're someone who lives your dream. A lot of people just dream their dream, but you're living your dream has been a source of huge inspiration for all of us.
Thank you, sir.
There have been some questions in the chat window that people who have been listening to you attentively have asked you.
Okay.
The obvious question, any tips that you would provide for some of our engineers here? Not that we would like to lose them, but if someone wants to join acting or pursue something in theater, what advice would you give them?
I would say you can gradually start. I mean, it can be like a part-time. You can actually go join. There are a lot of theater groups where you can be a part of the theater group for a part-time basis, and also you can start acting with character roles. I mean, if you get a bigger role, it's nothing like it. But if you can't, then you can actually start with smaller roles, character roles, which will be of 1 or 2 days or 5 days in the month, hardly. So this is how you can start, so that you will actually know where it will all lead to. So I wouldn't suggest you to quit your job and then come here, because it's very difficult. So if today, because I have Gully Kitchen backing me up, I have that, I have the liberty to take my own decisions of if I want to work in this project or if I don't want to work in this project. It's my decision now. I'm not vulnerable, and I'm just going, and if I'm getting an opportunity, I'm not just going and working with them. I'm taking my time. If it works for me, if I feel I can do it, and this is something which I wanted to do, I'll do it. If not, I won't do it, because I have this liberty of saying no to any projects, because there is something safe that I have in my life that is taking care of me and my living. So I would suggest all of you to anybody who is dreaming to become an actor here, to take it slowly and step by step.
Wonderful. So
living your dreams are equally important, but to live your dreams, surviving is equally important. So let's make a beautiful survival and then live our dreams. What do you say, sir?
Perfect. In fact, you have a word of praise here. You're a wonderful person, Shine. You have said a wonderful line that says, struggle in life is a must, and you must conclude it somewhere. And
I think you should actually, Kannadadalli ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸಬೇಕು ಸರ್. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಫೀಲ್, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ವೆಲ್ಕಮ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಗಲ್ಸ್. It's okay. I mean, it's okay to have struggles. It's okay to have problems. It's okay to have pain. Only when you welcome all those things, only when you feel the struggle, that is when you will feel the, that pleasure of succeeding in life. ಸೊ ನೀವು ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡಿ ಆ ಕಷ್ಟನ ಅನುಭವಿಸಿದಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಖುಷಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸುಖ ಅನ್ನುವಂತ ಒಂದು ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ.
ಸೂಪರ್, ಸತ್ಯ ಮಾತಿದು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಸೇಯಿಂಗ್ ದಟ್ ದೇ ಫ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಲರ್ನ್ ಕನ್ನಡ. ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೈರ್ಡ್ ದಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ, ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಗ್ರೇಟ್. ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಮಧುರವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಗಾನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಇದೆ ಟು ಎಂಡ್ ಇಟ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಗಿವ್ ಅಸ್ ಅ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್ ಸಾಂಗ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ಹಸ್ ಟಚ್ಡ್ ಯುವರ್ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಫರ್ಗೆಟ್.
ಓಕೆ. Okay, this is a little old song, but this is going to be again in Kannada. Hope that's fine with you guys.
Perfect.
Okay, so to everybody who is in who has loved someone very deeply in life with a great depth, and it's always like that, sir, and that you will always fall in love. And though she is there with you today or she is not there with you, your first love remains really special for everybody. So nobody can replace anybody in this world. Your mother is a mother, your father is a father, your first girlfriend is a first girlfriend. That's it. Second is second only. Third is third. First will always remain special. So this is for all those people who are here and who have had that beautiful first love in your life. ಬಾಳೆಂದರೆ ಪ್ರಣಯಾನುಭಾವ, ಕವಿತೆ ಆತ್ಮಾನುಸಂಧಾನ, ನೆನಪೆಂದರೆ ಮಳೆ ಬಿಲ್ಲ ಛಾಯೆ, ನನ್ನೆದೆಯ ಬಾಂದಳದಿ, ಓ ನನ್ನೆದೆಯ ಬಾಂದಳದಿ ಚಿತ್ತಾರ ಬರೆದವಳೆ, ಸುತ್ತೇಳು ಲೋಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲೂ ಸಿಗದವಳೆ, ನನ್ನೊಳಗೆ ಹಾಡಾಗಿ ಹವಿತವಳೆ. 100 ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೂ 100 ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೂ 100 ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೂ 100 ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೂ ಒಲವಾಧಾರೆ ಒಲಿದೊಲಿದು ಬಾರೆಲೆ, ನನ್ನ ಆತ್ಮ ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಾಣ ನೀನೆಂದು 100 ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೂ.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Shine, for joining us at Mandara and inspiring. There are a lot of other messages that have come that also say that we hope Shine will be somebody who combines commercial and socially relevant movies in the future.
Definitely, sir. Definitely. Even I'm looking forward to do something like that. Yeah.
So thank you so much for this wonderful session, for inspiring us, helping us to understand that nothing is achieved without a challenge. No dream is possible to pursue without going through a tough journey and being committed to looking for results. This is truly memorable. I'm sure a lot of us will remember it for a long, long, long time to come, and it will continue to inspire us. All of us in Saskin wish you all the very, very best in your career, in your journey and stardom, and hope all your dreams will come true. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for giving me this opportunity of talking to a lot of engineers. So in Saskin, and thank you everybody for giving me this platform to connect with you guys and talk something about myself and my journey. It was really refreshing to be here and be talking to all of you guys. Thank you so much once again for having me on board. And finally, I would like to say, no job is small, no job is big. There is only one term: job is a job. So let's enjoy whatever we are doing and be happy. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Shine. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for participating. Thank you once again, Shine, for inspiring us. So we've had comments coming in. Thank you, Shine. Thank you for the session. Wonderful session, etc. So these will keep pouring in. Thank you so much. We will stop and we will connect back again with you as well.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, folks.
So, boys and girls, ladies